Welcome, this is the Grey Prince Zote Dream Boss fight explained. In order to unlock this fight, there are a few things you have to do first. First, you must have rescued Bretta from inside the fungal wastes. The pathway to her is hidden behind the Dash Master statue. There's no wall to break, it's just hidden behind a fake wall. Do the jumping puzzle and you reach her in no time. Second, you have to have saved Zote the Mighty and then fought him in the Coliseum of Fools. There were two places I saved Zote in my playthrough. Once on the way to the Hornet fight in Green Path, and once in Deep Nest near the failed tramway. Zote's Coliseum fight is the final fight from the first trial. For some added emotional feels, make sure to dream nail Zote. This Coliseum fight has many of the same mechanics from his Grey Prince Zote fight. After saving Bretta and Zote, then fighting Zote in the Coliseum of Fools, Bretta's house in Dirtmouth will unlock a basement room with the shrine to Zote. Dream nail the shrine, and you'll be able to start the dream version of the Zote the Grey Prince fight. This fight is part of the Hidden Dreams content update and is essentially the same fight that you can do 10 times, getting progressively harder. Each fight consists of 3 phases where Zote will break and give you a brief moment of respite before continuing the fight. Zote will always perform the following mechanics no matter what time you're fighting him. First is his nail flail. Just like in his Coliseum fight, he'll flail his nail in front of him and slide on the ground. Jump over his head and hit him as he passes by you. In the earlier fights, feel free to stay pogoing off of him as he slides under you. The duration of his nail flail can range from literally no time at all to multiple passes under you. When he trips, he'll send a shockwave on either side of him, moving pretty quickly, so be prepared to jump over it. At later fights, it's unpredictable when he'll stop this attack, so it's easy to accidentally mess up your pogo and take contact damage, especially if he breaks and bounces off the ground and back up into you. This is the only attack that I think is somewhat safe to pogo off of him, as most of his other attacks will have Zote jumping into the air, which is easy to take contact damage from. Next is his Zotelings. In his first fight, he only spawned 1 to 2 flying Zotelings at a time. Starting in his second fight, he'll start to spawn an additional hopping Zoteling, and he'll summon 2 to 3 of these at a time. I didn't see the third spawn until my third fight, however the idea behind his Zotelings is the same. Take care of them as quickly as possible and let them fully spawn before hitting them, or you could push them out and have to deal with them while dealing with another mechanic at the same time. Zote's jump smash is his third mechanic. He'll jump into the air, do a front flip, and sometimes a small dash towards the player while he raises his nail and slams it down. He can spin mid-jump if you ran under him, so get some distance from him during this attack. He'll send a large shockwave towards the direction he slams and a smaller shockwave behind him. Be careful when dodging this ability, as I've seen him spin in the middle of the air to slam his nail down behind himself. Getting distance is going to be the better way to dodge this ability. Zote's leap is his fourth mechanic. In his first fight, I saw him do this 1 to 2 times consecutively. He'll tend to leap in the vicinity of the player and send a shockwave out every time he lands. These jumps can come quick, so if you mistime a jump, it's easy to get hit by the shockwave. I don't recommend locking yourself against a wall because Zote will jump and slide along the wall to hit you during this attack. In the later fights, I always saw this attack performed 3 times consecutively, where the third time would either be a normal jump or his fifth mechanic, which was his floor fake slam, where he does a normal jump but disappears through the floor, then falls from the ceiling where the player is standing to land on the ground, sending out large shockwaves on either side of him. He could potentially utilize this mechanic at any jump. There was enough time to treat every jump as a normal jump attack and adjust if you see him fall through the floor. This attack can be tricky if he uses it while he's off screen and you didn't see him fall through the floor. To dodge this attack, I recommend staying on the move and being prepared to dash. Again, don't lock yourself against a wall because he can fall from the ceiling against the wall. Starting in his third fight, Zote will begin to use his sixth mechanic. He'll summon 3 to 4 Zote Ghosts that are spread out across the arena and stay stationary. They'll blow themselves up after a few seconds, so make sure you find a safe spot. The difficulty behind these is that Zote will typically start another mechanic just before the ghosts have blown up. I recommend standing between 2 ghosts that are just far enough away from each other that you can jump if you need to, or dash. Again, try not to get locked against a wall because Zote's most dangerous thing is his contact damage. As the fights go on, they get more challenging because fights 4 through 10 have Zote dealing increasing damage with each fight, scaling from 2 damage per hit at the 4th fight to 8 damage per hit by the 10th fight. Zote's difficulty comes from having to play perfectly. As you progress through the fights, healing becomes much less viable. Regarding charms for the Grey Prince Zote fight, I recommend using the following charms for fights 1 through 6. Fragile Strength. The fragile charms don't break after dying in a dream boss fight, and extra damage helps to finish the fight quicker, especially since the longer it goes, the more opportunities you have to mess up and take damage, which can be extremely detrimental in the later fights. Fragile Heart. An extra 2 hit points up to fight 6 increases the number of times you can be hit from Zote before dying. If you have 7 or 8 hit points without the Fragile Heart, at the 6th fight, Zote is doing 4 damage per hit, so this would mean you can afford to be hit 3 times before dying. Sharp Shadow allows for additional damage when dodging through him, and this fight uses a lot of dodging and extra damage can always help. Long Nail gives you a little extra reach to help avoid accidental contact damage. For fights 7 through 9, I recommend the following charm build out: Fragile Strength, Sharp Shadow, Long Nail, and Glowing Womb. I dropped the Fragile Heart charm for the Glowing Womb charm because at the 7th fight, Zote was doing 5 hit points per hit, and I could only take 2 hits before I'd die. Healing was only possible when Zote was broken, and I didn't feel that I was using my soul effectively. This charm passively used soul in order to do damage to Zote. And for the 10th fight, this will depend on how many base hit points you have. If you have 7 or 8 base hit points, the Fragile Heart charm will allow you to be hit twice. So I recommend changing out the Sharp Shadow charm for the Fragile Heart charm since Zote will hit for 8 hit points. If you have 6 or less hit points, don't bother changing out the Sharp Shadow charm. At this point, you'll have to play perfectly, so doing as much damage as possible is going to be the best bet. However, playing safer with the Fragile Heart charm and being able to take 2 hits will make his 10th fight similar to all his previous fights. You may not be able to use the Sharp Shadow ability for additional damage, but living in an accidental contact damage will be more beneficial in the long run. Grey Prince Zote is a challenging fight, but mostly because you have to play perfectly by the time you're getting to his final fight. Make sure you're checking on Bretta between each of the fights because she'll leave after your 4th victory. And also make sure you get your knowledge dump from Zote on his precepts. Keep at it. Zote will die eventually, add another title to his name, and come back for more. You'll know you completed the challenge when the shrine turns to a gold color. And that's the Grey Prince Zote Dream Boss fight explained. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.